waiting outside of our hotel for the bus or the car or whatever to pick us up. Starting to get a little bit cold. It's raining tiny bit. But yeah, this is gonna be like a 6-hour trip to Pyramiden and back. We'll see how it goes. We got some snacks with us and things like that. Alright, so we're at the boat. It's a pretty big one. Some warm suits over here. We're gonna probably be hiking or something like that. You don't mind if I take, right? Yeah. So as you can see, the views are amazing. Again, it's a little cold, but we got heating downstairs, warm drinks and all that stuff, so totally worth it. Even if you prefer kind of sitting down and relaxing, this is a nice balance of a little bit of walking around the town once we get there. And what do you see here now? So definitely a completely different experience that we had on a boat in Iceland, where we were in a tiny boat. I don't know if I can see, I can find one, like the black one right down there. It was just the two of us, me and Joanna, and two guys working for the company. They took us out all the way to the West Fjords and left us there, and it was bumpy, it was cold. This is more of a touristy thing, but I don't see that many people, and I'm hoping there's not going to be a huge group. So yeah, let's go back downstairs.
And it will take 1.5 hours to come back. So on the way to Pyramiden, first of all, we're gonna pass by some points of interest like the Svenska huset, Swedish house. Like if you have heard, some of you maybe heard the story about it. Very tragic story for Norwegian part, we'll speak about it later. And later on we'll slow down and make a small circle inside of a beautiful bay called Skansbukta. It has a layer mountains there, and the oldest layer can be up to 250 million years old. And there is a lot of birds nesting during the summer period, and it's a big chances to see some Atlantic puffins in that area. So after that we will continue towards one of the biggest glaciers in Svalbard, which is the Nordenskiöld Glacier. It was named in the name of the great explorer Adolf Erik Nordenskiöld, and actually on his initiative that's what the Swedish house was built for. So we'll spend some time beside the glacier, and then we will continue towards Pyramiden. So we'll arrive to Pyramiden about 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock the guides will meet you, you'll sit in a bus, the bus will drive you to the first stop. From there the guided tour will start. So you'll be able to enter several buildings in Pyramiden. It's a canteen that used to operate during the Soviet times, and it was open 24/7. And in the end you will come into the culture house. So they built a culture house in Pyramiden as well, because it was quite an isolated area. So the people don't go crazy. They could actually go, join the cinema, make some origami, draw some paintings, or maybe play some music bands. So you'll see that. And after that you will have some, maybe half an hour of a free time as well. So 6 o'clock, that's the departure time from Pyramiden, and we should arrive to Longyearbyen somewhere about 7:30. But that's the estimated time. So if anybody is in the rush, we will be there 7:30. If we see some wildlife on the way, we will take our time. We have a great captain herder. He's from Iceland. He used to work on the fishing boats before in the Bahamas and in northern and southern parts of America, and work with the glaciers. So he has a very, very good eyesight, binocular. So he will be watching, maybe polar bear, maybe a whale or something. So we'll have to trust him. So if we are late, if we see some wildlife, we can be late. It can be 8 o'clock. So anyway, but on board here we have some as well hot coffee and tea that you see under the whale poster. So that's all included. So that's for free. You can drink as much as you want, and as well take some tasty biscuits over there. It's the Christmas cookies, the pepper cookies. They say when you eat the Christmas cookies, you'll be very kind. That's why we have them. And of course the weather is changing quite a lot here in Svalbard or north Norway. You cannot really predict it. Today we had like a beautiful morning, now it's more gray, so then it can be sun again. But anyways, if you're not prepared for that, the boat is moving 40 kilometers an hour, so it has quite strong winds out there. So we've prepared some warm suits for you. This is the orange ones, the blue ones, and the gray ones. You just find your size, it's marked on the neck of the suit, and you can wear them during the trip here or in Pyramiden. So you don't have to take them off before Pyramiden. Just leave them here when you leave the boat in Longyearbyen. So to go outside, very easy, this door on the right, you'll see the staircase to the left. So all of that area is free for you to walk around, and you can go in the very front of the boat. So under here is another staircase, so you can use that. If you wanna play a Titanic like Jack and Rose. Yeah, so. Otherwise guys, I will just play a short safety demonstration. It's just 2 minutes of your attention, and then you can go out. But just for the assumption, the life vests are under every seat in the room. If something would happen, any kind of an emergency or alarm would ring, we meet at these points beside the doors. That's our muster stations. So your responsibility is just to keep calm, get a beer or wine, be relaxed, and we will do the job. So otherwise guys, thank you and enjoy the ride. Once it's over, you're free to go outside, okay? Just like maybe 5-7 minutes to try. So important thing, like he's alone, maybe it's 2. So when he dive under the water, he takes few breaths and he changes the direction often. So very important to have an angle. So basically just look there, move to the left, then move to the right.
Yeah.
It was at 12:30. Something
You
coming up.
noticed?
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, so it's somewhere ahead. So she's seen it. So move your eyes all the time, left to right, and you will notice the changes, so you'll see the whale. If you look in one spot, it's hard.
We're getting closer and closer to Pyramiden. I had to put this suit on. Let me show you Joanna's suit. Sporting nice baby blue spring 2019 collection. Anyway, so we're getting closer and closer, but we still got a little bit of way to go. It's a 2.5-hour boat, so it's almost like a flight. Actually longer than a flight from London to Oslo. The boat itself is very nice. They got cookies, they got coffee, tea, warm water, toilets, and all that stuff. So highly recommend. This by Arctic Explorer AS. Costs about 880, basically $85, $90 per person, somewhere around there. Got binoculars too. So I highly suggest everyone takes a trip like this at least once in their lifetime. It's not for everybody though. Some people might not like it, but I think you should definitely try to experience it. It is cold. You go long periods of time without bathroom, without food, without shelter, but it is well worth it. I mean, you can kind of experience something similar if you go to Grand Canyon. Where you see all the cliffs and everything, all the canyons, the little pieces of rock from far away, and your eyes kind of can grasp it. How crazy it is, and that's how it feels right now. We're passing by all this, all these fjords and these hills and mountains, whatever you want to call them. And we are approaching a glacier, so it's gonna be very cold. Ice and water in my face. Well worth it.
Really small, they're really young ones. So they say they're about 500 years old approximately. So these the rest of the glaciers, like we have around Barentsburg, they're melting really, really fast. And this one here, it actually in last 50 years, it melted approximately 3.5 kilometers inland. So if we take a look sometimes at the Russian footages that were actually living in the Pyramiden, all of this was not here, all of these rocks, ice per year melting down. So they are calculating in the water equivalent, which means 2 meters is every year going back. But we actually can notice that it goes back much more. They say in past 10 years, the melting time really increased. So it's definitely a climate change around here. So all of that island 10 years did not exist. But now since we have that island here, it actually got the name. And a very popular place for people to get married here. So last year we had a couple getting married on that island. So the name of that island is called No Return. No way back. Got a very, very funny name. But anyway, the glacier itself here, like on the wide, if you think from the start, it's about 3.5 kilometers wide. And they say it goes 25 kilometers inland. But all these sayings, they're quite tricky, because 60% of Svalbard is the glaciers. So you cannot really know when these glaciers stop or where another glacier starts. So this wall here we have is about 60 meters high. And the highest point of the Nordenskiöld Glacier above the sea level is 400 meters. So it's pretty impressive. And in the Czech station last year there was this girl, Margarita Lucadello. She have been studying the ice, and she studied the special organisms that they have found inside of the ice. In Norwegian they are called bjørnadirs, and it's an immortal organisms. So basically they melted the ice, and that organisms, they come back to life, and immediately start multiplying. So if you look through the microscope, they actually have like a head and a mouth and 4 legs. So they actually look like fully alive bodies. So they try to kill them, and they try to put them into fire, like in 10,000 even degrees. They don't die. They continue multiplying immediately. They have brought them out to space, to the vacuum, where, as we say, no life can exist. They survive in space. So they bring them back, they continue multiplying. So actually they find a great example or evidence that the life can exist on other planets or in the space, and the life does not need these perfect conditions like we have, the temperature, oxygen and atmosphere. So that's pretty cool. So if we meet these guys sometimes on the Czech and Polish station, it's super cool people. Super cool people. If you go out with them, they like to drink some whiskey a lot, and only with these guys you can try the whiskey with an iced tea that is 2,000 years old.
With some of those bugs in them, right?
Huh?
With the bugs in it.
Ah, maybe they are on us as well. So yeah, and you see this part there, we have some ice falling. You see this crushed ice in the front? This appeared here from yesterday. So probably the big piece from the top, it fell down and it just built up this, how do you say? You can see this part here.
Yeah. So we are here in Pyramiden. So we're getting off the boat right now. Raining, cold. And there's a Polish boat over there. Right down So we were also told to stay as a group. Both of the tour guides are armed. This is actually a place where there's a little bit more polar bear activity than the city we're in. And we can see Russian flag up there. And a multicultural city, definitely. It looks like it's gonna be fun.
Please call her Helen.
We are inside of cultural center. in Pyramiden. There's actually few people working here. There's working electricity, heating, and this is the view out of the window. And there's some instruments here. Piano, couch, and a very interesting choice for tiles, both on the walls and the ceiling. Yeah, more instruments here. And this looks like a room where they would practice ballet. I think you hold on to this and you do things with your legs. I don't know what you call it. Little costumes in here. Shirts. Probably for both males and females. Beautiful view from out of the window. Behind me is a gym. As you can see, it's pretty big. Basketball hoops. There's whatever you call those for handball. Like a golf or handball or something like that. Some kind of fixture here, maybe for ropes for pulling yourself up, and for climbing a rope up. Pretty neat. And the best feature of all, this orange Soviet flag. Up here we have some old pictures, probably from the times where Pyramiden was still an operational mine city and people were living here normally. So we see some guy climbing. Paul, I'm not sure what he's doing, if he's trying to get the shoe. A woman singing. A whole group of people during some kind of celebration. Here we got a really, really old photo, and I think back here is where the glacier is. So you'll be able to probably see it in some other shots. Some kind of engine room. Man taking a photo. Man playing soccer. This is probably an entrance or way to the mine. Kids playing some kind of game. That could be Children's Day. Some kind of another celebration. See some man walking with what looks like spades, or they can be digging something. This is the same gentleman on the left that was taking a photo on another picture. And kind of like a panoramic view from top of the mountain. Miners, helicopter. People eating. Kids playing. Miners. And here back in Longyearbyen from the Pyramiden trip, soaked, cold, hungry. We're gonna head out to Kroa, or I know there's a better pronunciation of that in Norwegian, but it's a restaurant that's got pretty good food right by the hotel, so we're gonna tell the driver to drop us off right at the hotel and just walk over there. But yeah, it stopped raining. It's still a little windy, but overall very good day.